You read that title correctly. Me and Big O did a video together again. What is up, Finn fans? Me and Big O getting back together. It's been about a quarter of the season is now gone. So I thought, why not sit down with Big O, kind of pick his brain about what he thought about the team, the defense, yada, yada. Again, a lot of times when I have guests on, I let them speak. I know some people are like, you should push back more. You should talk more. It's not the Big O show, this and that. You hear me talk 90% of the time. When I have guests on, I kind of let them get their opinions out. I do give my own, but Big O back. We had a great conversation. If you stick till after our conversation, I have 3 packages here and a letter from you guys to my P.O. box. So I'm going to open all of this after me and Big O's conversation. So without further ado, let's see what me and Big O had to talk about. Big O, it's been a hot minute, but hey, first quarter of the season, why not get together and chat about the Dolphins? First off, how you doing, bud?
Oh, doing good, man. Doing good. Just celebrated 57 on Sunday.
Congrats. Happy birthday, bud.
Unfortunately, the damn Dolphins ruined my birthday. Although Vegas was good because I did see you two at the Sphere on opening night, which was, a blessing of all blessings. And then I was covering a championship fight for Showtime and Canelo and all that. And then unfortunately, we were at a Dolphins bar in Vegas doing our pre and post game show. The Dolphins bar was full of Dolphins fans in Las Vegas.
Nice.
Yeah, which is so freaking cool. And it was great. It was great. We had fun. We gave away a bunch of Big O shirts, and it just sucked that performance was disgusting, despicable, unacceptable on every level. I was never more disappointed with Mike McDaniel and Vic Fangio. Like, what the hell are you thinking, dude? You know what I mean? And by the way, through 4 weeks, Josh Boyer has done more with less than Vic Fangio has done so far, which is a really sad state to make.
Do you think that with Vic Fangio, it's going to take a minute, being that it's a new system and Boyer is running with the system that was built for 3 years?
Yeah, but it doesn't take much to adjust. Like, maybe we should put X on Diggs.
Yeah, that's the one thing that bothered me. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree.
That ignorance just is unacceptable, dude.
Yeah.
And what I get it. You had changes in your secondary. So if you have somebody following somebody, everybody else is going to have to adjust around and how you're going to handle coverages and yada, yada, yada. But I don't care, bro. You got to do what you have to do. You cannot leave Kohu out there on an island by himself and just allow him to fry. Meanwhile, throughout this is the amazing part. So throughout the whole game, you never hear X. So they avoided X. At no point did he go, they're not throwing X's side. Maybe I should put X on Diggs, so maybe I can then balance things out.
Yeah.
And maybe Kohu has a chance against Gabe Davis or others and whatever, and it's just because even if you put X out there, okay, if he gets burned, I can live with that. I can say, well, that's your best. But at the same time, he might intercept one, he might deflect another, and Josh Allen also might think and say, I got to be perfect on this throw, or if not, X will have a shot at this. So, he might hesitate a little bit.
Yeah.
All those kind of things, and he never made that adjustment. And then on the other side, when McDaniel, well, dude, didn't you tell us you were going to dedicate yourself to the run? And once again, you abandoned the run against the Chargers. You abandoned the run here. You told us in the offseason you screwed up with that. Bro, didn't you say that you had to fix the pre-snap penalties? Well, then what the hell is going on against pre-snap? Didn't you say you got to learn how to take on these challenges? All right. Didn't you sell me Liam Eichenberg? There was no adjustments on his part either.
Yeah.
Go back and watch the film. McDermott and those players stifled his ass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a reason why. Go look at did you see the handshake at the end?
Yeah.
He said to him, I effing respect you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can read his lips. He said right into McDermott's ear, I effing respect you. You know why? Because he got effing schooled. Okay. That's why he got effing schooled. And
Yeah.
again, folks, because Dolphin fans get, like any fan base, you get a little sensitive about all of this. I've been doing this for a long time. Okay. I'm not giving up on the team.
No.
I'm not telling you they're not going to win anything. I'm just not giving McDaniel or Fangio any breaks,
Mm-hmm.
any excuses whatsoever.
Yeah.
This is year 2 for McDaniel, and I'm seeing a lot of the same crap that I saw last year.
Mm-hmm.
Unacceptable. And for Fangio, I get it, it's new, but dude, you hung out your young corner to dry the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
That's unacceptable. Plus, you haven't been impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I can say Josh Boyer is better than you so far in the first month, brother, that's a huge indictment, and you're making $4.5 million. So the Dolphins, unfortunately, on Sunday proved to be the same frauds they've been for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
They're that middling team that can usually beat the bad teams and usually is going to lose to the really good teams. So until I start seeing you beat Philadelphia, Kansas City, Buffalo on your schedule, I'm not going to believe that you can actually turn the corner anymore. And the dumb thing I did this past Sunday was I gave them the benefit of the doubt that they were ready to compete with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they clearly proved that they weren't. So I need you to win against Philly or Kansas City and Buffalo. I need you to win a couple of those games. If you win none or you win one out of those 4, then I know you're still not ready to make noise in the playoffs.
Yeah, and going into this game, I thought that at least the offense was going to do better than they did, but I think I underestimated how bad Liam Eichenberg was going to do at center because of how, I guess, okay he did against Denver.
He did right. He did good in Denver. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Liam Eichenberg. Like, to me, it seems like Liam Eichenberg's play is what like completely derailed the offense because they were getting pressure with sending 4. So they were just dropping everyone else back into coverage and kind of just took away what the Dolphins were doing.
Oh, they blitzed. They blitzed several times.
Mm-hmm.
Early they blitzed, and late they got a sack on a blitz too. They blitzed also. They mixed it up nice. They got their pressure with 4 men, but there were times that they did send an extra guy. They did more blitzing in this game than they had done all season so far.
And then on the defensive side, like you said, like, I understand where, Fangio, it's first year, he's got to incorporate what he could do with these players, yada, yada. But like you said, I'm not one to make total excuses for him because at some point, it's like what Flores did against Buffalo, where he had Noah Benogany on Stephon Diggs, and we kept saying, put X on him, and he kept keeping them. Even if, say you're like, hey, there's a scheme, you got to da-da-da-da, you want to keep Cater on him, then move Javon over there. Have Brandon Jones, because you saw what happened with Brandon Jones. And
what did they do to Tyreek? They bracketed Tyreek, right?
Exactly. So
do the thing.
As much as we want to, especially me, I want to be like, week 4, let's see if he can get the ball rolling. He deserves blame. The whole team deserves blame. That was 48-20. You can't sit back and be like, hey,
that was disgraceful, dude.
Exactly. It's against Buffalo.
By the way,
if it was against Dallas,
that didn't happen in the 3 games last year.
Exactly.
By the way, one more thing about Josh Boyer. His defense never got blown out of a game that they could never win.
Mm.
It only in Detroit and in the Ravens, they had bad first halves. And then they came back. The San Fran game, the offense got completely dominated.
That was a close game, San Fran.
Yeah, but still, it was the offense, the real problem more than anything else. They couldn't get anything going against that defense. Not one game. And I said this last year when I was defending Boyer. I never said he was great. I never said to keep him. I never say he's a fan. And if you can get Fangio, of course. The only thing I did to defend him was he wasn't nearly as bad as everybody made him out to be, including you. And when you start to look at what this guy's doing right now, and in 4 weeks, what happened in that Buffalo game never happened with Josh Boyer, and he had less talent than this guy. He had no secondary. He had the safety healthy, and no one else. X was playing on one leg. Okay? So he had a ton of injuries. He had injuries also on the D-line too. He had some guys missing. He was missing a ton of people, and yet that defense was never routed like it was yet on Sunday. How screwed up is that, dude?
Yeah, like when you look at the first 4 weeks last year, the only game where they gave up a ton of points was against Baltimore, like you said, 38 points.
And then they shut them down the second half, just like Detroit. They gave up a bunch of points, shut them both down in the second half, and the offense did their job in the second half and came back. They literally shut those teams down in the second half. So they did their job. You know what I'm saying? It's wacky. It makes no sense. I'm telling you, this makes no sense. But right now, Josh Boyer has done a better job. And that's with less talent. That's screwed up.
To me, it seems like it's like you have Boyer, who had a defense that was built like 3 years. They, because it was Fangio's defense. Let's be honest. When Boyer took over, that was Fangio's defense. So it's kind of 3 years of building up for that, which is that blitz heavy style defense. And now all of a sudden Fangio comes in and he's inheriting those players, which is more based for a blitz style. And Fangio doesn't like the blitz. He wants that, natural pressure off the front four. And it seems like he has, like, he loves Javon Holland, Christian Wilkins, Jalen Phillips. He called AVG to come back and look at what he's doing. I honestly think if Fangio was our DC last year and Greer was like, "Hey, we're going to trade for Bradley Chubb," I bet you he'd be like, "Don't do it. Don't do it. I coached him. He struggles here and there. Don't do it." But
it's looking like a bad deal there, because he is stealing money without a gun and a mask.
And man, they paid him a lot.
And by the way, he needs to go to the bench.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%.
When Phillips comes back, Andrew Van Ginkel and Jalen Phillips should be your starters.
1,000%.
And Chubb needs to come off the bench and be the third guy from here on out, because Andrew Van Ginkel is playing better than both of those guys.
Oh yeah.
Much like Jalen Phillips, and I'm expecting a 10+ sack year from his ass this year. Andrew Van Ginkel's out playing both of them combined. Well, both Jalen Phillips and Chubb are trying to do, Van Ginkel has surpassed both of them combined at this point. So, yeah, he has to start, and Chubb needs to go to the bench.
I was watching the film from the Buffalo game, and so many times Bradley Chubb was either pushed down to the ground or he couldn't get off his block, where I'm watching Andrew Van Ginkel, and he has this nasty spin move where he gets to the inside and stuff. Like,
he's relentless.
Yeah. And that's where we need to see from Jalen Phillips. Like, me and you love Jalen Phillips, and we have high expectations for him. But Jalen Phillips seems like he has one move and one motor, and the tackles use that against him, and they push him to over pursue. He needs to get an inside move. If he can get to the inside, he'll have like 13 sacks this year. But to me, I don't know if you agree, but it seems like to me the biggest problem with this team right now is the defense. And Fangio, like you said, he's getting paid lots of money. He needs to figure it out, because
here's the part that I was going to tell you when you were like, "Well, he's got these players and they're blitzing, and then he doesn't do that." Well, then, bro, if you're a really good coach, you actually adjust your scheme to fit your players.
Exactly.
Things I tweeted out yesterday was, and I hate when I have to do this, but what I loved was I was able to follow it up with something a little bit more modern, because I always sit there like the old man on the damn lawn. And I said, when you grow up with Shula, right? And then I said, and you watch Spo with the Heat, please don't ever tell me that a coach cannot adjust what they do, okay? Because I watched Shula his whole career with Greasy's team that was a run-heavy team. And then I saw the Woodstock team, and then I saw the Marino teams, and they were completely different teams and completely different offenses. And he adjusted to the talent he had. He didn't have one offense. He had multiple offenses. And I look at Spo, And he has done that with the Heat in so many different ways and so many different teams that I've been to me, he's the best coach there is in the NBA right now,
Yeah.
actually. By bar none. It's not even close. Yeah, I don't give a shit about Popovich. I'm telling you, Spo is the best coach right now in the NBA. And so when I look at this guy and he comes in, it's my scheme and you got to fit it. You don't impress me, dude. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry. You don't impress me because that's not the way it's supposed to go. I know Ogba doesn't fit.
No.
I know Jerome Baker doesn't fit.
No.
I know Brandon Jones isn't fitting.
No. I actually just wrote their names down.
Actually, I know Christian Wilkins doesn't fit
Mm-hmm.
because he wants to get pressure with your base four.
Mm-hmm.
That's eventually what he wants to do. Well, Christian Wilkins has proven already that he's not a guy that's going to get you sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got 1 in 4 games. So he's on pace for 4. He's not going to get you
That's his
sacks.
number. Yeah.
That's his number, exactly. And so since he's not going to get you sacks, he doesn't fit your scheme. So, dude, I understand you just took over a team. And I know specifically players that do not fit your scheme.
Mm-hmm.
I get you. But that's not – you don't get that pass, bro.
Mm-mm.
You need to adjust to what you have right now and maximize that. And am I seeing that? By the way, who's better against the run, Josh Boyer or Vic Fangio?
So far, Boyer. For the first 4 games, Josh Boyer's defense against the run, 103.75 yards. Fangio, 123.5. So by about 20 yards a game, Fangio's given up more rushing yards.
It's the dumbest thing in the world to say that Josh Boyer right now did a better job than Vic Fangio with less talent. That's insanity that we are saying that.
Yeah, in certain aspects of the game, yeah. In the points and the rushing, yeah, Boyer did better.
It's the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the facts. That guy is up against the guy that a bunch of you kept slamming. And that poor man had no talent, and he was a young guy, brand new to that position. Here's this seasoned veteran making $4.5 million, and he's doing a lesser job than Josh.
Like you said, this is where, after a game like that, this is where Fangio and McDaniel need to sit down and be like, all right, we can't have that again. We can't have that again against, if they want to be a playoff team, like you said, if they want to win a playoff game,
right, not just
you're gonna face Buffalo level talent in the playoffs. It is what it is. You have to adjust. And if you have, like you said, if you have a team that is based on blitzing, incorporate the blitzing. You don't have to change your defense. Just meld the two on certain downs, certain distances.
That worked against the Chargers in the first week. The blitz.
Exactly.
When he whipped it out finally, the blitz.
He won the game. Same thing with the Patriots. Won the game. He threw some blitzes in there. You have Jerome Baker and, like you said, Brandon Jones. Those guys are blitzers. Jerome Baker is not going to be on the team next year. He's not a natural linebacker. He is a blitzing linebacker.
Remember, he's a linebacker for 2 schemes ago.
Yeah, exactly.
That's again, and this is the other thing that, like, some people, the personnel, look, Jerome Baker. Well, Jerome Baker wasn't picked for any of these defenses.
Exactly.
He was picked 2 defenses ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wilkins was not for this defense. He was for 2 defenses ago. Mm-hmm. And so all of a sudden you've changed 2 different defensive coordinators since. So there's going to be pieces that don't fit, and that's the problem now. Jerome Baker will fit on a different kind of defense where he can be a weak side linebacker and can cover and can blitz and all that. But if you need him to be a thumper, bro, forget him. That's not be ever.
He can't disengage from blocks. It just
he can't ever. That's never been who he is.
Mm-mm.
I was told that by scout after scout after scout after he was drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's a weak side guy. He'll get lost in the trash because that's what they call the traffic in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
He can't fend off blocks, all that. And they described him to a T. Doesn't mean he doesn't fit. He can't play. He just can't play this defense right here. And unfortunately, as you keep changing coaches, then you have to change players. And it's not that they're bad picks. It's just that they don't fit with what you're doing now, unfortunately.
A prime example is Charles Harris. Charles Harris is doing really well in Detroit.
Right.
But when the Dolphins drafted him, they forced to play defensive end when he's not a defensive end.
And he's a linebacker.
Exactly. So, he's doing well in Detroit. Good for him. It's just
Years ago, he had 8 sacks, dude. I think it was like, he played way better with Campbell because Campbell got a look at him then.
Mhm.
Campbell was here, so he saw him and he thought he was more of a linebacker.
Yeah.
And obviously they took him over there, and he's actually been a productive player for them. Okay. Now, he still never lived up to the draft stat.
No, yeah. Not a
But
first rounder.
it's kind of like a Ted Ginn thing. Ted never lived up to number 9, but Ted Ginn was a good receiver for the rest of his career. He became a number 3, number 4 wide receiver on any team, and he was a solid wide receiver overall. He had a good career, actually.
Didn't he get a ring with New Orleans?
Career overall.
I think he got a ring with New Orleans.
Maybe.
And it's funny too, because like you said, Ted Ginn, not first round, but didn't he play like 14 years in the NFL?
Right. If you would have drafted him in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, you would have said, well, that's a hell of a pick, dude. The guy played 10 plus years in the league. He was a serviceable, a productive player, good pick. The problem is, it's not his fault he got picked number 9 overall.
Exactly.
It was a terrible player. It's just he doesn't fit or he's not as good. That's all. And sometimes that's not the player's fault. It's the personnel department that screwed up there.
It's like, and you look at Andrew Van Ginkel. What was he, a 3rd rounder? He was
5th.
Exactly. And then you got Bradley Chubb. Again, we keep beating the dead horse, but it's like, come on. But talking about the defense a lot, let's get to, we need another one of him.
That's a 5th rounder.
We need another one of him bad.
Hey, maybe Van Ginkel is that guy, bro. Who knows?
We'll see.
You just never, dude. He looks like Clay Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
The way he's playing like a poor man's Clay Matthews right now.
So he was always around, even special teams with the block punts, and he's just got that motor. I've
always been an AVG fan. I've always wanted him to play more, and I was always pissed that Flo didn't give him more time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And when they brought him back, I was really excited because what you're seeing now, I just really like the guy, bro. He's always around the football. And you can't teach that.
You could tell Fangio knows that because he even was like, all right, I got Chubb, I got Phillips. I need to incorporate this guy. Let me put him middle linebacker. But that's not where he needs to get after the quarterback. That's not his thing. On the outsides. Let's go to the offense because the offense isn't a problem. Offense number 1 in the NFL for an obvious reason, but there is a problem happening, and that is the offensive line. Teron Armstead, he's probably going to be out for a month. I wouldn't be surprised they put him on IR. What do you do now? I'm fine with Kendall Lamb.
No, Kendall Lamb's done it. By the way,
fine with that.
He only made one mistake in the game where he gave up the sack from the guy that came around from the right side.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed on his corner, sealing off. He didn't pick up that he had to get that guy. That was the only mistake he made, and it wasn't really his man, but it became his man, and so it was one of those, in the moment things. He got a brain fart. Outside of that, he did a marvelous job. Yeah. He plays with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can tell, bro, like he takes on guys and he really is confident in the way he attacks the defender. So I'm confident with him. It's the whole Connor Williams situation that Eichenberg, holy crap, man. Jesus,
it sucks. When we drafted Liam Eichenberg, I was like, oh, he didn't give up any sacks for 2 years. And, this might be a good pick and da-da-da. I don't even know if he's a backup, if I'm being honest with you, and that's harsh.
He's not. He shouldn't be on your team anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Butch Davis is doing a fantastic job with that offensive line, but they need to get a center. They need to get a legit backup center because, Connor Williams, and I say this all the time, after the snap, top 4 center in the NFL, like maybe even top 2.
Oh yeah, his blocking is
phenomenal.
Brilliant, dude. Yes.
But his snaps scare the crap out of me. Like for 2 years now, they've just scared the crap out of me. But it sucks because when he's in there, this offense is just on a different level, even without Teron. because like we were talking about, Kendall Lamb, it's good. You don't have to worry about him. And Austin Jackson,
He's done a solid job.
like, love it. I
Yeah.
love being wrong about that one. Like, I love it. I was
Well,
such an Austin
They hit
Jackson
on
critic.
2 of the 3 now. They hit on 2 of the 3. They hit on Hunt and Jackson, and they missed an Eichenberg. Shit happens, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but they found Kendall Lamb. They found Isaiah Wynn. You know what I mean? Last year, they found you, Brandon Shell, to get through the season.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Jones is still there, sitting back there, you know? So it's sometimes, you know, I don't do it, but we get some Dolphins that focus a little too much on it. And like they can't build a line. Well, wait a minute, dude. Didn't they find Kendall Lamb?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they find this? Didn't they find that? And like, you know, because you're so focused on Eichenberg and Jackson being busts.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Now Jackson is not a bust anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's settling in at right tackle. You got your right so in that draft, you got your starting quarterback, your right tackle, your right guard. And then, you know, Raekwon's been an underachiever, but whatever. And then Brandon Jones. It turns out to be one incredible draft in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Need Noah to make it successful. You know what I'm saying? And then, he can't draft linemen. Well, he hit on 2 of the 3.
Yeah.
It's just you have the right people teaching Austin Jackson
Yeah.
so he can get ahead. And they tried to reach Eichenberg, but they haven't been able to, unfortunately. You know what I mean? And Eichenberg, by the way, I want you to go back and look at the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the first 2 or 3 plays. He stands up at Oliver, and he stands him up. He stops him, okay? Because if you actually look at the game, he had like 6 terrible plays, and then he actually did his job the rest of the game. You know what I mean? The thing is, like I explained on my show, like a bad day for a lineman is 2 or 3 plays that showed up out of 6.
Yeah.
You know, a great day is nothing or maybe 1 mistake. Like I said with Lamb, you had a hell of a day. That's fine. 1 mistake, you're a human being. It happens. But we have like 6. That's too many. But if you really look, everything else, he actually did his job. There were a couple of blocks that he had were big runs that he had to do with those big runs, actually. He doesn't play with a nastiness. And the explanation, please go back to the game. And it's really quick. It's the first couple of plays. He holds up Ed Oliver, right? And after the play, Oliver got a little frustrated. I don't know if he kind of held him the wrong way or whatever. But Oliver comes back at him and gets in his face. And he's kind of like ho-hum, you know. And I like my linemen to like want to poke your eye out, punch you in the gut, throw you on the floor, step on you after they're done. You know, I want him to like dog you, tell you that after I'm done blocking you, I'm going to pancake your mom or your daughter or your sister or something. I want him to be like super nasty. I like nasty linemen. You know what I mean? I like linemen that don't take shit.
Yeah.
And when I saw that exchange, I was like, dude, come on, bro. Come on. That's the guy you want to like come back at him. You know, you don't want the bully to bully you.
Yeah, exactly.
You back at the bully and just like, you know, like right there, I would have mind if he just like boom right in the face mask right there, you know, just to tell Ed Oliver, F you, bro. I'm going to be here all day. You know what I mean? And I didn't see that. And to me, that's what Liam Eichenberg lacks. And when you talk to him in the locker room, I think he lacks, like you watch Teron Armstead.
Yeah.
Teron Armstead, you talk to him off the field, and he's like Mr. Smooth. He's like, you know, he's in Zen the whole time. You know, he is the definition of cool. Like if you go look in the dictionary, cool, Teron Armstead's face is going to be there, right? Smiling at you with his glasses, because he is the definition of cool. Man. He is cool to the max. But then you get him on the field. He's got this nasty streak to him. He abuses people while he's out there. You know what I mean? And I like that. I like that he can compartmentalize and do the different thing. Whereas Eichenberg looks to me like the same nice guy off the field and on the field. And to me, that's maybe where he needs that edge. And maybe that's why he's not an SOB. But I like Robert Hunt's an SOB, dude.
Yeah.
Like Connor Williams is an SOB. You know what I'm saying? And so I just kind of like my linemen to have a really nasty streak. And maybe that's what, because if you watch the game on Sunday, there were several plays that he did that were really good.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, bro, you can do this. And then you
Mm-hmm.
have these moments that, oh my God, he's going to get Tua killed, bro.
Yeah.
Tua killed.
And it's like training camp. A lot of people will ask you, "Hey, have you heard about so and so on the offensive line?" Now, this one, you don't want to hear about them. You
Right.
either hear good things, oh, they just pancaked so and so, they just bullied so and so, or you hear really bad things. They're getting, you don't want to hear anything. And it's like with Isaiah Wynn, for the first, 3-4 weeks, you don't hear anything.
Right.
He's doing his job. Same thing with Austin Jackson. I haven't heard anything about Austin. He's doing his job. That's what you want to hear. But what's your thoughts on Sunday's game? We're taking on the Giants. Giants have given up I think the second most in sacks, 22 sacks, 40 pressures. They
should win, bro. You should win the next 2 weeks. You should not be in any threat to lose any of these games.
Mm-hmm.
You need to handle these wins and get ready for Philadelphia, because these games don't mean anything if you don't beat Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just proves that you're kind of a middling team again. And so what you cannot these 2 weeks, Doug, are no win situations for the Miami Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
You win, big deal, dude. You're supposed to win. You're better. You lose. Uh-oh. Now we got real problems now. So that's the problem with this one here. Do you want to be that team that I think you are? Because I still think they can be a great team. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Now, what happened on Sunday? There's no shot you can be a great team if you're going to do that. So I'm going to take that wait and see approach now and watch. Can these coaches fix all these issues, or some of them, to get better? Because that's what I need you to do.
Yeah.
So the next 2 weeks, these are get good games. You should be 5-1. But I want to see how you respond to Philadelphia, because that's the best offensive line next to San Francisco you're going to have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty simple what they're going to do. They're going to line up. They're going to punch you in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to shove the ball right down your throat. The running backs, the quarterback, and then occasionally he's going to throw a couple balls. And so it's really obvious what's coming your way.
Mm-hmm.
See what you can do, because if you get pushed around by Philadelphia, then what progress have you made beating the Giants in Carolina if you lose to Philadelphia? So to me, that's what these 2 weeks are. It's kind of fine-tuning to get to the game that, again, is a measuring stick for you, just like Buffalo was.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said it, 70-20 is all fine and dandy, but you got to put that in the rearview mirror. So even with this loss, you got to put in the rearview mirror, but you can't be looking at Philly. You got to take regardless if one of the teams is winless and the other one only, you got to take them seriously. You got to do your job, win handedly, and get ready for. And the Philly game is prime time Sunday Night Football, so it's like,
I know,
be watching. Everyone's going to be watching, and you don't want to be that team that you beat up on. You're cool. You're 5-1. That's all fine and dandy, but those 5 teams are. Like
the Chargers, like somebody, we beat the Chargers. Who are the Chargers, bro? It's like, like I was talking about this. It's like, so they beat Miami and they beat the Chargers and you beat the Giants and you beat the Raiders, all those teams that were in the playoffs last year. And so what?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like something that, like, where is beating any of those teams on the threshold of you're a really successful team now? None.
Yeah, exactly.
You beat Philadelphia. Now we're going, hey, man. You beat Kansas City. Now, hey, man, you beat Buffalo. Hey, man, we're ready. We're ready to beat some of these teams. That's why there's 3 of them left. I'm not including Dallas, because Dallas is a choking team. They've always been a choking team forever with Jerry Jones. Since they lost Jimmy, they lost that team. So I need you to go at least 2-2. In those 4 games. So you need to win 2 out of the next 3 in Philly, Kansas City, and Buffalo. I need to see that. In order for me to feel like you can make an impact in the playoffs, you have to be able to win those kind of games against those kind of teams.
Exactly.
And those are the teams you're going to face in the playoffs. There's a reason why our beloved Dolphins have been a middling team for 30 years that wins 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 games, and they sneak into the playoffs. And then what happens? They get spanked and sent home.
Yep.
I don't want that anymore. I want a team that can make noise in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Can't beat the Bills, if you can't beat the Chiefs or the Eagles, then how do I expect you to make an impact in the playoffs? I can't.
And those 3 games that you're talking about, we just lost to Buffalo, unfortunately. Philly and Kansas City, those are road games. We're not gonna get the number 1 seed or in the number 2 seed. We might. People might call me pessimistic, but from what I saw last week, it's like, oh, maybe. But
what we got to hope for, Dougie, is that this was the wake up call.
Yes, exactly.
We have to they
slap in the face.
Dude, you wear emoji shirts,
and then Josh Allen's making fun of you for it.
Who the hell are you, Miami Dolphins, to wear emoji shirts, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like you've accomplished nothing in this league.
Mm-hmm.
You're nobodies. Like lots of other teams, there are nobodies in this league.
Mm-hmm.
What's Houston accomplish? What are the Raiders accomplish? What I can just point on Washington, whatever, all these teams. So you have a little success, you think you've arrived or something just because you scored 70 points on a terrible team, and then you've got this emoji. So if you're going to wear an emoji, then that means you're going to send a statement the next day. Well, where's the statement? And that's the reason, if you're not that team, you're not allowed to wear an emoji. And then now they punk your ass on the sidelines, whether it's Josh or Diggs or whatever, and now you look like a horse's ass.
Mm-hmm.
And so you were even buying your own press?
Yeah.
3 games into a season? Brother, I mean, like some guy yesterday goes to me, well, Kansas City lost to like some crappy team last year. I go, bro, Kansas City's been winning championships. They're bored with the process at this point. That's why they might lose. Don't compare Kansas City to my proven franchise, proven winners, to Miami that hasn't proven crap for 30 years. And so these are the things that pissed me off about this team. You know what I mean? And how the coach allowed them to wear that emoji stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been, no. Who are you guys?
Mm-hmm.
As a coach, I would have gone, who the hell are you guys? You should be underdogs.
Mm-hmm.
What prove to people? And do, at the, when you're in the Super Bowl and you want it, then brag all you want.
Yeah,
but
then wear the shirts.
You got nothing to brag about, dude.
Yeah.
Look what happened. They saw the emoji shirts and they went and they spanked your ass and you did nothing about it. So these are the kind of things that McDaniel's got to fix, dude. Big time.
100%. But it's always a pleasure. What do you got going on this week?
Well, we're rocking every day. Follow us on YouTube at Big O Radio Show. Please subscribe. Tomorrow we're at the casino, so we're on at 3 in the afternoon. Normally we're on at 10 in the morning. Every day, 2 to 3 hours. You got a whole bunch of insiders joining us, talking all sports, including, of course, the Miami Dolphins. As we are your number 1 Miami Dolphin insider source. So make sure you check us out there and follow us on Twitter at Big O Show. But we'll have our Dolphins pre- and post-game show on Sunday, starting 2 hours before kickoff. So we got all of that going on, my brother. And that's about it.
Go subscribe. Go help out Big O. Big O, like I said, always a pleasure chatting with you. I will talk to you soon.
No problem, my brother. We will see each other soon.
Yes.
Good.
I think I'm going to have Big O back on at the half point and then the 3/4 and then the season review. I think that's how we're going to do it because, again, we both have a pretty busy schedule. And I'm going to get him back on. That's a definite. So we'll open these letters. I got 1 letter, and like I said, 3 packs. This one's from Miles Stanley. Again, if you guys want to send me something, don't ever feel like you need to. The P.O. box is linked in the description below. I know a few of you guys said you sent me a few things. Oh, this is awesome. He's got me a Jalen Waddle and a Jason Taylor card. But what's awesome is this ticket. I don't know if you could hear. It's like awesome ticket. Thank you, bud. Very long note. I'm gonna read it to myself. I do greatly appreciate it. Miles, you are Smile/kilometers. You're an awesome human being. Thank you so much. I'm gonna read this on my own. Between you and me. Let's open up these packages now. This one is from I don't know. I don't see a name. I don't know. I don't see a name. I don't see a name. Hold on. Hold on. Nope, I don't see a name. I don't know. I'm gonna open it. Seems to be a letter in here. It's for... This is from Jeff. If you know who Jeff is, that's one of my mods. Nabu. I butcher his name every time, so I call him Jeff because I know him as Jeff. So this is from Jeff. He said this was a birthday gift, but it took a minute to get to me because why not with shipping? What did you get me? It's so far. It's a block of wood. Yeah, it's just straight up a big old block of wood. He says, Fortua, I can't think of a more fitting birthday present. Send all the good mojo towards the team, your family, and all you do for us. We appreciate you. He got me a block of wood. And why did he get me a block of wood? Because you might be saying, Doug, who gives a crap about a block of wood? Superstitious. I either reach over there for my door frame or I reach up here for the joists in my basement. Now, I'm going to keep it right here. So whenever I need to, I can just knock on that. It's actually a very good gift. Thank you so much for that birthday gift. Then we have this one is from Zeus Navarro. Let's see what he has sent me. At first I opened that, I was like, I thought it like was a box to something. Like, oh, there's going to be something in it or whatever. But no, it's a block of wood. And I actually love it because, like I said, I'm keeping it right here. It's real easy to get to, so you can just knock on it instead of constantly having to reach for something. Ooh, this feels... This is wrapped. Oh, dude. No way. Zeus, how did you know my all-time favorite horror / killer is Jason Voorhees? This is awesome. Oh, this is going on the shelf. I might like hang it from a corner of the shelf or something. Dude, this is awesome. Thank you so much. No way did you get it signed. From Kane. It's signed as well. Dude, this is so awesome. I love Jason. Jason is like hands down Kevin Smith. That's so cool. Dude, I love it. I gotta put it somewhere. I have a Jason mask over there, and I was Jason for Halloween a few years back. And then finally, we have this one who is from Ian Meek. Ian, appreciate you, my man. He taped this well, so it got to me. Taped it maybe a little too well. If you catch my drift. Sorry, it's not funny. Am I opening it upside down? I might be opening it upside down, if I'm being honest with you. Alright, I got it open. Note. This one's a short note. My name is Meek. I am a huge fan. My uncle Kevin, who bred me into a Finn fan, recently passed away. I inherited endless amount of cool Dolphins memorabilia. Most of it is on display at my house, but I thought it would be great to send some things to you to put in your studio where thousands of fans can see it. Jumped on the bandwagon at 72. I was lucky enough to be blessed with Dolphins gifts for every birthday for Christmas for the 35 years. I'm not doing this to get on your channel. Too late. And I certainly don't want anything in return. Well, I love you. How about that? My hopes are that you can at least put one of these items on display for his memory to live on. I definitely will. Thank you for everything you do for the Dolphin fan base. We have a way to relate to all fans from novice to expert. You should be proud of the work you do, Ian. I appreciate that, Ian, and I definitely will. This one's for Uncle Kevin. Got some napkins. What else is in here? I pledge allegiance to Dan Marino, the Miami Dolphins. That's so cool. What's this? Oh, these are cool. Are these decals? Yeah. And of my favorite logo, even though I get made fun of for liking that logo. Oh, got a Dan Marino pennant. I think this is just, yeah. Oh, this is cool. What's this? Is this just a block? Is this just a block? What is this? Oh, sticky notes. But I think... Oh, no, I feel it now. Sticky notes. Again, my favorite logo. Some duct tape. Oh, this is a cool mug. Oh, here's some old school. Look at this old school merino. Fortunately, the arm broke off. Old school merino. And... oh. Larry Little card. It looks like it's signed. It's going to go with other cards that I have that are signed right here. And then we have Marino's book. Love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all you guys. I am going to put a bunch of these things. Got to make some room. But thank you guys so much for sending me all this cool stuff. Again, if you want to just write me a note like my man Miles did here, which I will read on my own. Or if you want to send me something, don't feel like you need to, though. Don't feel like you need to. But Jeff, thanks for the block of wood. But I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to have a nice little collab tomorrow with the Entertainer, New York Giants YouTuber. And I'll give you guys all the details on where I'm going to be and all that stuff. Because, again, I'm coming down to Miami. So you get all those details and everything tomorrow's preview video. And then I'm going to make videos, maybe shorts while I'm in Miami. But you're going to get a vlog as well. Probably Sunday night I'll make the vlog. And then I'll come home Monday. But other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like usual, stay classy. Fans out.